Welcome back to the Watchtower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network. By Cinephiles, for Cinephiles. We are back on our spooky month with, yet again, you didn't see it change, but we did. The set has changed to spooky.
Wow. Actually, it probably expanded a bit. I don't think it was that
Yeah,
expanded.
you're right.
Oh,
I'm so scared.
You know what scares me?
The mirror.
You're a fresh.
That was kind of weak, but anyway.
You know what scares me?
Your
People
mother.
who
Phony-
watch... Oh.
Phony intros. Go on.
I was going to say, people who listen to our podcast
Are the best
who
people.
aren't subscribed.
That is extremely
That
scary.
What's going on?
It
freaks me up
freaks me
at
the
night.
fuck
Holy
out.
Might as well be going.
It's one of those things where,
That's a Greek tragedy.
I saw my uncle die in front of me. And that wasn't as scary as not having people subscribe to our
Excuse me?
podcast.
I put down my dog,
I've
and
seen some
this
shit.
still
Oh
bothers
my God.
me more.
Can we please?
I've been to quite a-
Wait, compared to the film we're about to review, this is child's play, okay?
Yeah,
no
yeah.
pun intended. It's not. We're not covering Chucky.
Wow.
But please go like, comment, subscribe, share the
Subscribe.
podcast. Specifically, subscribe.
If you
We
like
need to get
watching
these
us and
numbers.
being
Right
goofy
there.
and reviewing movies,
Subscribe down
please
there.
subscribe.
Well,
You're
yeah,
a fan.
'cause-
Be part of the fandom.
I heard somebody say earlier, regarding another film podcast, is go tell another film nerd about us. And like and subscribe. Specifically, we just want you to know when we're releasing new episodes. We're releasing constantly. Every week there's a new episode of the Watchtower Film Podcast.
We put a lot
And
of energy into it.
lately,
honestly, yeah.
we've also been having a lot of Tower Cast. Go watch the Kevin Smith
Yes.
episode. Go watch the Tommy Dankso episode. Go
That's a
watch
good
the One
one.
Battle After
Shout
Another
out-
episode.
That's a better one.
Get
And
ready.
Geniuses.
Justin Dixon on the pod as well. Go catch that. It's a great episode. So
Also, leave a comment down below if you're in El Paso and you guys want to kick it with us on one of these episodes.
Absolutely.
We've been
At least
inviting a lot
one.
more people.
It's been super fun.
Hey, if you want to come be head asses with us, join the club.
I like that.
DM us. Hey, make sure the little bell, click it.
Absolutely.
It'll notify you right away when we drop an episode,
Yeah.
and you could be the first one to watch it.
Thank
So,
you
yeah.
for subscribing to the pod. Now, we're continuing our Halloween month spooky series. And
Well, before we go, has anybody watched anything over the weekend? Something
Yeah.
worth talking about?
Fucking.
I was almost because I didn't watch anything, so I wasn't gonna mention it. But have you guys watched anything?
you look like you were going to say something there, pal.
Oh,
The
I
color
went-
purple?
I-
He
I
was
went
hanging,
to,
asshole.
I went to Flick's Brew House for the first time and watched.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's like your jam.
Nah.
Damn, you just classified the fuck out of
Yeah.
it right there.
Yeah.
Damn.
No. It's because what happened.
To be fair, unless you live on the west side, most people don't fucking like that place.
Really?
we saw The Irishman there when it came out. It was
Was it-
one of the only theaters screening The Irishman in El
Really?
Paso.
Sick as fuck.
The last time I saw there.
No. I mean,
you really?
the big draw is the beer, and I feel like I should have had a beer, but I drank earlier, and I was like, I don't want to pass out during the movie, so I didn't drink anything.
The
skill
food,
issue.
as I understand it, is pretty good as well.
Yeah, I got the wings.
All right.
That answers a
Nothing
lot.
else to note.
That's yeah.
I will say I've been to a Flicks.
I watched One Battle After Another.
You rewatched it?
Oh, what?
You went again?
How was it?
I'm as confused as I was the first time around. I just,
As confused.
yeah.
How's that possible, dude?
Just keep in mind that Justin Dixon and
And Justin Long.
Justin Long, half the fucking crew watches.
No, they should watch it. No,
yeah,
they
this
should.
is-
And they should subscribe.
No,
to
I
the
was gonna
Watch
say.
Out.
I mean, rewatching it because I think after we watched that movie, all of us were like, "I need another screening."
Right.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if anything was gonna stand out to me, but no. The feeling is still very much that it's a roller coaster. It's taking you on this journey. It doesn't try to give you hints about anything that's going to happen further in the film.
Right.
You really just have to be there for the ride.
Sure.
And I watched it with my parents, so it was really cool seeing their reactions for the
And
first
what
time.
was their reaction?
They same as us when we first watched it. All the parts with El Paso they got a big kick out of, but then also the jokes all landed. I did talk to another friend who said it was way funnier than I thought it should have been. Which I thought was an interesting comment, but he's like, I thought it was going to be this big action thing and all that. So when there was a lot of comedy, I guess because of his notion, he didn't know if it was a laugh thing or not, or if it was he was just thinking it was awkward. But
Right.
with all the jokes, my family ate it up. They got a huge kick out of it. So
That's
yeah.
great.
That's what's up.
Awesome. I intend to watch it again. I'm saving myself for Vista
For
Vision.
marriage?
For VistaVision, which is basically the same thing. I'm definitely curious to see it again. I'll be in LA for about a week, and I want to watch it in VistaVision. I'm holding out, and if I can't, next best thing, I'll watch it in 70 millimeters. So hopefully,
I'm gonna watch it tonight on my iPhone, like PTA intended.
Absolutely.
Off of the TikTok, like
Off of the vertically. You're gonna watch it vertically.
The AI.
Yeah, gosh.
they have
Which
to have,
I
like,
guess
Subway
is a version
surfers on
of
top.
VistaVision. I don't know. I watched something that I hadn't watched in a very long time, and it used to be this like comfort movie for me for some reason. I just always thought it was a good film, and I wanted to see if it Walter Mitty'd, you know. And I don't think it did. I think it still held up for me. Still super entertaining. Got some gaps for sure. Picked up on a ton of gaps this screening. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I watched Limitless. You know?
Oh, wow.
the one with the pill, right?
Bradley Cooper, yeah.
Me, just because I watched it a long time ago, I don't think it holds up. Just
I mean, it's
Limitless. Can you remind me what that shit's about?
it's
Bradley
about
Cooper.
the pill that they develop where it lets you access 100% of your brain.
Was that the one with
Bradley Cooper hangover.
Oh, I'm thinking what's her face from the Avengers?
No, you're
Scarlett
thinking
Johansson.
Lucy.
Oh, that's
Scarlett
Yeah, 'cause
Johansson.
it's also like
There's one
using
called Lucy, and it's not
100%
with Scarlett
your brain.
Joe. It's with
I think
Oh,
Limitless.
it is
is better.
Scarlett Joe.
It is.
Lucy, yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
Scarlett Joe.
I thought it was the girl from Mother and like Hunger Games.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Fun
that's
fact,
the other
though,
one.
her and Leo are doing a movie with Scorsese together.
I saw.
A
it.
ghost story thing.
Wow.
I'm so excited for that. No, yeah. As far as Limitless goes, I think it holds up. It's again, it's got its gaps for sure, but it's super fun, man. Like it's
is.
one of those things that just I don't know, brings me back to a good spot. And I just threw it on because I didn't know what else to watch, and we were in bed already, and I was just like, I'm just gonna toss something on to fall asleep. I sat through the whole fucking film. So
It always reminds me because of Bradley Cooper when he asked Robert De Niro the question before he became an actor. Have you seen that video?
oh yeah, he wrote him a letter, right?
yeah.
yeah.
I just remember that film 'cause they both come out.
absolutely, yeah. It's like a full circle moment for him.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, where I started seeing Bradley Cooper act. Right, like before that, he was kind of just doing these bullshit comedies and kind
Wedding
of playing
Crashers
the
were that kind of-
he was the bad guy in Wedding Crashers. He was the buddy in Yes Man. You remember?
Oh shit!
You know what I
with
mean? He
Jim
was
Carrey.
just kind of doing these whatever comedies, but once I think
that's right.
Limitless came out, he was he was starting to
Limitless.
act again.
Do you remember how Bradley Cooper looked in Yes Man? Like, did he have like frosted
came out in
tips
Yes
or
Man.
like?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, he came out.
hair.
He was the buddy. He was the buddy with the now controversial Hyde from '70s Show. They were both the Jim Carrey buddies.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah,
God,
he comes
Hyde
out in
came
the
out.
fucking-
And Hyde comes out in that movie.
I don't remember anything of that. What the fuck?
They go to Blockbuster.
Yeah, they do go to Blockbuster.
That's how old the movie is.
Yeah,
I just remember like he like got laid with like the granny. And
he did get laid with the granny
And like,
Yeah.
because you said yes to
You got
life.
some of that
There we
girl
go.
faction.
I just remember it's kind of a copy of Liar Liar, kind of.
I mean, that was me and
Yeah,
the Nunez.
kind
That's
of.
fair.
Yeah,
Really?
It's fair.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Liar Liar?
Okay.
Anyways,
Liar.
that's what I watched.
Anyway, so speaking of phenomenal actors, there's just one actor in this movie. Her name is Ellen Burstyn.
Huh?
Cool. Was that like just the worst fucking transition into that?
No,
that
but
was-
we are here to talk
Yes,
about
yes.
a bit of a juggernaut of a film. You know, something that
Juggernaut.
did
I like that.
extremely to this day. If you account for inflation, is the highest grossing film for Warner Brothers of all time.
I could see that.
Really?
If you adjust for inflation, this thing was massive. I mean, it was massive in a controversial space because people were suing Warner Brothers left and right because of them passing out in the theaters and them freaking out about stuff. And even one of the actresses sued Warner Brothers after this film. But
Really?
we can get into
I
that.
think-
We can
yeah.
get into that for the
conditions.
We will.
I watched a movie. Hey, this past weekend.
Hey,
You've
hey,
been
oh,
skipping us for
oh,
the next.
We
the
had
last
already opened
episodes.
it up for that, Meg. I'm
But
sorry you didn't
what
say
about
anything.
CK, Jason, and I?
No,
We
that's why
didn't. It's
no.
not a round robin. Whoever
Yeah,
wants
no,
to say something, say something.
Okay. I saw
quick.
a movie Monday.
Which one?
Crybaby.
Oh my God.
Again.
Oh, I fucking
Oh.
love Crybaby.
I watched
Crybaby's
it.
awesome.
Crybaby.
Fellow alumni of the pod, John Waters directed Crybaby.
Yeah. Love Crybaby.
Yeah, Crybaby's my jam. I love Crybaby.
Which one's that one? Real quick.
It's with Johnny Depp, and he plays. It's like this offshoot thing of Grease.
Yeah, it's like an offbeat Grease, but
Yeah.
it's directed by John Waters. And like when Meg showed me it for the first time, I was like, okay, it's one of these like 50s like teeny bopper musical things.
No.
And no, it's just like thematically
I've seen
cranked to
that
like
one, but-
11. It's the weirdest
And
thing.
it's like Iggy Pop plays his dad, and it's like
fucking
I don't know, it's
sick.
so fun, dude. It's
Iggy
such a
Pop.
fun little film.
weird.
Interesting.
Especially
good.
if you grew up on things like Grease or like La Bamba or like these kind of set in the 50s
Or
films.
LaBambi.
Or La Bambi.
Iggy Pop is such an 80s gem to
Yeah.
indie filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like, the goat.
And music. Iggy
And
Pop.
music.
Iggy
And,
Pop.
oh, yeah, he does that too.
Yeah, just casually Iggy Pop did music. But yeah, so Johnny Depp, Crybaby. That's great. That's a great watch. Meg.
Speaking of segues, we're here to talk about
70 what? 77? 73. 73, right?
73.
Yeah, 73, 73.
Oh,
1973.
1973. We're here to talk
73.
about William Friedkin's 1973 horror extravaganza, The Exorcist.
have you guys ever
Oh.
been exercised before?
Absolutely, I do it daily. Sometimes twice.
Before we begin,
This girl got me one
who's
time.
here, Carlos? Oh God,
Go, keep going, keep
Is
going.
that Father Yermo? Dude, I don't know, man. That's some shit.
Back at the church.
I
you know.
feel
Well, I'm here to introduce my fellow co-host, Mr. John Eric Castro, giving an acting perspective.
rapid fire.
Mr. Michael Lalal offering a cinematography perspective.
And a new director.
Erik L. Sanchez offering a horror perspective. Fellow resident horror of Tower.
Leroy Sanchez.
Mrs. Man, I just married you guys. Miss Megan Tovar,
Wedding coming soon.
our social media specialist of the clan. Mr.
Of the
Eric
clan.
C.K. Nunez offering a fellow producer of the pod and offering a big perspective. And last but not least, the
Who is this
individual who we always see wearing this motherfucking hat. And we're like, maybe we should just do that film. Yeah, his favorite hat, Mr.
the Man in Black.
the Truco vampire himself, Jason Carranza.
I've heard about this. guy.
I never know if to call you by your first name, so I just
You can't.
No, don't even. Despite the
Yeah,
fact
yeah,
that it's
nah,
fucking everywhere online.
Especially don't say it 3 times.
Oh, 3 times.
No, no, no,
Just
no.
that's why he appeared tonight. Jason is a big fan. Is a big fan of this picture and like wears this hat not just for novelty, but he actually really likes the film.
On dates, on
Yeah.
In the shower.
In the shower?
Let him know right off the
Wedding.
bat.
Through all the honey packets of El Paso Film
Funeral
Festival.
after Honey Packets.
Right off the gate, I'm crazy.
Out the
where
gate.
virginity
We're here to talk about The Exorcist. So, you guys know, especially if you're cinephiles, you know that this film made some waves in the 70s. This thing was huge. And like huge in the way that you hear stories of like, yes, people were passing out in the theaters and people couldn't handle kind of like just how far out this film was going. And that made it better, I guess. That made the excitement better. It made people line up at the movie theater to see what all the hype was about.
Exactly.
And the hype was real, right? Like, they really stuck to their guns on making this kind of mature take on an exorcism.
Michael, would you say skill issue?
Skill issue.
Yeah, it's a skill issue. If you can't handle the movie, you can't handle a lot.
No, absolutely not. Speaking
Move
of
on.
skill issue, Mr. Sanchez gets to pick who goes first in their ratings.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, that's all
Go
you.
get him, friend.
No pressure, but pressure.
Son of a bitch. Let's go with Jason. I mean, this is his favorite movie.
Yeah.
And,
Is it actually your favorite film?
And what's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
man, it's wholesome fun for the whole family. Bring Granny
It's a
along.
treat for
and she'll
everybody.
love it. You
Yeah,
know,
let's go with
it's-
that bloke over there, and I'll let
it's,
him decide where to go from
Yeah.
there.
It's fun for the whole family.
All right. I'm genuinely just curious if it
it's a
was
family
actually
flick.
something.
It's just it's my favorite film, not just because it's what it is, but the practical effects. Like they still
hold up for you.
Still,
I
right?
agree.
Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think so.
And that's like my favorite part. It is a slow burn, but
Very
it's
slow.
worth it to wait for
I
it.
like these films that are a slow burn. Specifically,
has to
this
be.
era had something special to it. Like I mentioned Rosemary's Baby a lot because very much a slow burn in a similar vein in terms of topics and exploring the occult and stuff like that. But
Agreed.
but I like that. I don't know. I think it has a lot more to say than your typical jump scares that we've come accustomed to these days. So I think it's a good pick. What's your rating, Jason?
I mean, it's obvious, but
No, you can't go there.
I'd say
8
11.
11.
So there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it's totally different from when I first watched it to now. I mean,
for sure.
now you're a little more critical or whatnot. But when I first saw it,
I've ruined you.
it ruined me. Back in the day when I saw it in theaters, they used to pass out like the barf bags.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
I never got the
Yeah,
barf bag.
that's-
Did you watch it in theaters?
I did.
Like here in town?
Like for like the Halloween things.
Do
know
you
what I mean?
do you remember that? Like, do you have that memory of like watching it like with your
I do.
pops or like going to the movies or?
Yeah.
Do you have a barf bag still?
I don't.
I barfed in it.
Memorabilia right there.
Yeah, that would've been
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What like maybe what theater you went to, or like what that memory of like the first time watching?
There was a theater where I think it's Tin Man on Mesa. Like it used to be a movie theater, then it became a Club 101. Then they closed that, and now it's like a brewery. Yeah.
Wow.
Aging myself here.
Dude, I feel like watching a movie like this in the $2 movies back then when they used to be around would be
they'd slap.
fucking sick.
That was
Especially the
lit,
AMC on Lee Trevino. Well,
Yes,
what's now the
dude.
AMC, but it used to
That
be the
one-
Dollar Theater.
That one or the Montwood one that
The
has like
Montwood
penguin?
one, yeah.
Oh,
I always
Nah,
wanted to
next to the
shoot
freeway.
something at that Montwood
Montwood
Theater.
Theater.
Especially the way they made it look like the facade
This
of it.
retro-
You know that
Retro,
Jenny had a whole like TV series
Yeah.
from there.
Who?
Sneaking
Jenny?
Lizzie's-
Jenny Robbins?
Jenny Robbins had a TV
In the
series.
Montwood
The-
Theater.
the dollar
If she's
Mama.
watching this, comment on your little TV
There you
series.
go.
Yeah, they used to
Not
sneak
TV
in
series,
like
web
a
series.
whole dinner into those. Like back in those days, I don't know if you guys ever did. Like you'd sneak in like a whole
Oh, yeah.
dinner, like
Oh
McDonald's.
yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
still do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's fun. So
back
like,
in the day,
what's the
like,
craziest
a
thing you
Sixer?
snuck into the theaters?
Oh, that's interesting.
I just remember my mom, you know.
Yeah, I
took-
snuck in,
took-
mommy.
Yeah, jeez. She took me and my brother to the theaters, but she like got as many of the dollar sandwiches you can get from McDonald's, but like an absurd amount where it was like, oh, then if we need extras, we'll just take some home. But like
Yeah.
there was wrappers and shit everywhere where it looked like a whole.
So you left the rappers behind just to like throw a finger at them? Like
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, right.
suckers.
I don't
You sack
have
of
any
shit.
crazy stories like that, man. Like, I mean, I'm sure we did, but like, I don't know. I think going to the movies growing up, I get a little sentimental here, but like recently, shout out to Elizabeth Avion. Elizabeth Avion came out to the festival and stuff like that. And
Shout out.
I sent her a picture that my brother sent me of our first movie going experience, the live action. Because our first movie at the movies was Toy Story. But our first live action movie, it was when we had recently moved to Dallas, and like my parents split up. So my mom was constantly trying to take us to stuff to kind of get our mind off things. So she took us to the movies to see Spy Kids. And I sent it to Elizabeth because she produced the film. And I was like, hey, this was my first live action film, like in the movie theaters. And I had my Spy Kids cup, you know, and the popcorn with the Spy Kids. And I think that was always part of the experience for us, is like we had to get the popcorn. We had to get a soda. Like I don't know that we ever kind of like, I'm positive we snuck stuff in. And now as an adult, like my wife likes to sneak in candy. Because like candy's fucking expensive at the movie theater. So like we go to Dollar Tree and get some bomb ass Twizzlers and you know whatever lemon heads and you know we sneak them in. But then you make the noise in the fucking theater, right? Because the box is rattling.
But that's traditional. Like
That's traditional.
You need to make sure that everybody knows you just snuck something.
and also, as long as you're not at like Alamo where there's servers coming around, nobody gives a shit. Like they genuinely
no.
don't.
But I remember there was one time I went in and you know I think my mom had like the Skittles or something like that.
that sounds like she has a disease.
No,
You made it sound like she's got the Skittles.
She's good now, but she has to
She has
skip.
the red 40.
you guys might need to come back a different day. She's got the
She's
Skittles.
got the Skittle.
No, but I just remember that she like had trouble opening up the box, and then we did have an attendant come up and be like, "I'm sorry, we're gonna need you to take that outside."
No.
Yeah, I've been caught too.
Yeah, and
You've been caught?
Yeah, but this was in Juarez.
Oh,
Me and my
God,
dad
so
used-
I know your dirty ass snuck in some food into the
No, we
movies.
used to do a bunch of burritos, me and my dad, but one time, yeah, they caught us.
Fuck
A bunch
yeah.
of burritos, bro.
And then the Juarez were like, they were, like Juarez theaters were the Alamo of the set.
Yeah,
like
for
the
sure,
Misiones
100%.
and like
Cinepolis?
It was a whole
Cinepolis,
fucking
Misiones.
trip just going there. Yeah, dude.
So like now, you know, you could
Interesting.
even then you were like, nope, fuck that. We're gonna
No, yeah,
get
but it was an
burritos.
experience though, for sure.
I've snuck in tamales and beer like to
I
theaters.
think that's the craziest
Nah,
one.
that's some
But like,
Mexican
dude,
shit.
because when we fucking opened, I was with my family. We just had bought tamales de una docena, you know, and like, we're snacking on that shit. But dude, olía todo el cine, like olía puro fucking
great.
tamal, man.
I
Like,
just passed by.
I dig it.
A fucking olla de menudo.
Yeah, how did you sneak that in, bro?
en la bolsa de mi
Sunday.
jefa.
Oh, okay.
wow.
It was
man.
fucking
That's
tamales.
great. I dig it.
Pozole,
Well,
yeah.
speaking of pleasant or not so pleasant food, this film used some not so pleasant.
That's pretty good.
food.
That's pretty good.
Dude, all right.
In terms of practical effects, as Jason was saying.
Do you guys feel comfortable chowing down in scenes like with the green vomit and
Nah,
shit?
that-
Yes,
that's fucking
absolutely.
Nah.
I think it
Without
was
a
like
doubt.
pea soup or some shit. I don't
It
know.
was pea soup,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like the crazy part about it is we were almost laughing at it, right? Because
You
like,
guys! I'm gonna throw you guys under the bus.
Dude, First
the whole
half of the
film,
fucking
every 10
movie.
minutes, a giggle or
cracking the fuck up.
Yes!
In fact, I got to a point where I told, I think, Delau, because Delau shares this kind of sense of comedy with me. It's like, why don't we have a Leslie, what's his name from Naked Gun?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen like parody this fucking film, and Eric's like, it does exist. I'm
Yeah.
like, let's watch that. I want to watch. There's so many gold moments to make fun of this film in,
But that
and they
wasn't what it
have
was
like
about.
Scary Movie 2 did
You know
do
what I
like
think
the
it
opening
is?
scenes and stuff like that.
I think it's the fact that, like with any horror film, you have to allow yourself to take it seriously to
Yeah.
really dive into the scares. But if you don't want to get scared, you just poke fun at the fact that all these. Yeah, no, I'm to blame. I
all
know.
these guys.
I
know.
wonder.
Even the guy that likes Exorcist.
We'll continue with our ratings. We have to keep going with the ratings. But I wonder, posing an important question, because people like Jason, who's like seen it their whole lives, grown up,
Yeah.
I watched this when I was younger, but I was never really super drawn to horror flicks. And if I was, my brother and I were really drawn to slasher flicks. So we've like Jason, Freddy versus Jason specifically was our jam, but like anything from Friday the 13th,
But even
Nightmare
like,
on Elm Street.
you grew up religious. This didn't kind of like intrigue you or
I
interest
mean,
you?
I guess that's part of it too. It just didn't turn me off because we kind of saw a lot of real things
Yeah.
in the church, and like exorcisms were part of it. Like we
Yeah.
were exposed to that kind of stuff. So like I don't know, I never
weren't
really.
interested? That's weird.
I don't know if I wasn't interested as much as like you didn't get close to that because it was real. You know what I mean? Like if a film was
I
trying to
understand- I
portray it,
feel
you were
you.
like, I'm not fucking with that because I know that shit's
I feel,
real.
but I was the opposite. I was very intrigued. I was,
Also,
Yeah.
the what
of many
religion does
stories.
is like, hey, don't see that because you're opening stuff that you're not supposed
Exactly.
to open.
It's that's what I'm
that's what
saying.
they
Like,
said
don't get
about
close
Harry
to that
Potter
shit.
and
shit.
We're
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
fucking with it because
Yeah.
it
Fucking
is very
cares?
real.
Yeah, like they say, the Exorcist. You know why people went? Because they're like, it's bad for you. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna open
I'm
something
gonna
that's
fucking
not true.
watch it
And
more.
everyone's like,
Yeah.
okay, bet. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go watch it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's why-
Especially
Yeah.
in the 70s where there was this like revolt against.
Oh, and like
That's a big thing.
And this was like very
Against
rare,
authority.
like very showing like blasphemic images, like when they
And
desecrated
language,
like the Virgin Mary and like the crucifix scene where she's like fucking
The-
herself.
the-
with,
she
like,
was
the-
literally at
stabbing your
priest and all
fucking-
that.
yeah, so it's very like it was blasphemy for like religious.
and they were.
people.
I will say this: we don't praise this organization much because usually they're the dudes you're fighting against when you're making a picture. But William Friedkin and Warner Brothers praise the the Motion Picture Association of America.
Wow.
Well, now it's MPA. It used to be MPAA. The Motion Picture Association, which gives your film the ratings. Everybody would expect in the scenario like this shit's getting an X rating easily.
It did
right?
get an X rating.
No, it didn't. It got
sure?
it got the R without any cuts because the Motion Picture Association of America said this is a mature film trying to explore something. We're going to give it its R.
Are you sure?
With that
'Cause I
being
did
said-
read that it got an X rating. That's why we have a director's cut.
Yeah, it was
Look it
probably
up,
talked
homie.
about.
The only reason this director's cut exists is because he wanted to throw back in the chick
The spider walk.
the
yeah.
spider walk.
I
So
agree with
that
that.
was this contortionist basically that was hired
Huh.
for the film. And
The fuck?
Wait.
no,
So-
it got an R. It got its R.
So what was the thing about the spider walk? Because growing up, like every
Genuinely-
time I thought about The Exorcist, I would
Yeah.
immediately think about like the spider walk, the most iconic.
The
fucking
spider
scene.
walk
100%.
was
That and
brought
the head.
back in the remaster of the year 2000.
So
in
in the-
2000, you probably, being kids in the generation we were, you saw it after 2000.
Dude,
don't
I
know.
wasn't
But
even
what-
alive during 2000.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
So 2000,
I was
this
drunk in a
this
field somewhere.
this scene specifically, the spider walk, spider car, whatever, was thrown back in because at the time William Friedkin said it's way too much up front. We don't want to give too much up front. The mystery of this thing is what's really drawing people in.
Do you know
Yes.
when they cut it out?
They cut them from the beginning. Like the original theatrical cut did not have that scene.
Wow.
That's the best scene.
It's too much.
But it adds something because I mean I love the commentary and I'll wrap this up so we can go into ratings. But I love the commentary on like how every time she tried to say like something's wrong here and immediately like everybody else you would go to like a medical professional and be
Right.
like, okay, well she's acting this way, so like what is it? And they do scans and everything. They're like, no, maybe
She had the Skittles.
yeah, she's got the Skittles. she's got a case of the Skittles, green specifically. But like, yeah, so tackling it in the medical sense and then having no answers, and that's such an interesting lens to
I
look at
love
this
that.
film on.
I think, and I keep repeating this on this podcast, but I think it's a direct effect of its era, right? To make something so mature and mature in terms of its exploration of like not hiding things. And think about it. This was 73. 69 is a year that I preached that really changed cinema and everything after Easy Rider to just give these offbeat filmmakers a chance. And from that we got William Friedkin, like this dude who, I mean, if you look up his filmography, The Exorcist is really the crown jewel. But
He peaked.
no, I wouldn't say he peaked. He's just he's this British director who, if you know British cinema, especially at the time, it was pretty ordinary. Like, it wasn't anything super special. Unless you were like John Renard in the 60s or the 50s. Like, you weren't making something that stood out. Or Powell and Pressburger with like the red shoes and stuff like that, or Black Narcissus.
But I'm pretty sure you have to do something big to get this type of a project.
I don't know what film he did right before The Exorcist. I think
French
just
Connection.
The French Connection. Was it The French Connection?
Oh, no way.
Okay, that literally won Best Picture.
Yeah, okay.
And again, you get the clout, right? Like, and The French Connection did extremely well. So, William Friedkin. But again, The French Connection was this kind of popular picture. Like, you had shows. I don't know if you guys remember in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but things like FBI, these were actual shows. Like these Starsky and Hutch. Like, these were shows that people were watching. They fucking loved. So The French Connection was built in to do well. That part of it never really went away. But into 73, into the 70s, it was giving filmmakers free reign to do something fucking out of the box. So I'd say that The Exorcist is definitely that. The question I was trying to pose earlier was, we, people of our generation specifically, are I don't know what they're going to call it in the history books of the future, but we're the A24 era.
Hell yeah.
We're the guys being exposed to Ari Aster pictures and heightened horror, and so, elevated horror. So this isn't that much of a shock. You know what I'm saying? When you watch a couple throw themselves off a fucking cliff and then see their faces smashed in Midsommar, like, this isn't that much of a shock. Or
comparatively to everything else that was in that like cinematic era, that it's not as aggressive, and also tackling something that really is super taboo, which is religion. I mean, I feel like very few films wanted to tackle it in that kind of provocative
And
way.
I guess our generation also got fed the paranormal activities, like these religious kind of, or
Amityville horror.
Amityville horror, supernatural horror. Like, we got fed so much of it.
Quick, like, just before we get to like the midway point of the episode, do you want to just kind of go around this way and we'll rapid fire it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
11,
I'll give it an 8.4.
8.4, Castro,
I'll give it a 7.9.
7.9,
7.9. Wow.
Carlos,
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
7.5,
7.5.
Eric,
I'll give it a 8.5.
8.5.
I was gonna do an 8.7. That was pretty good.
It's pretty high up there.
Meg?
Yeah, Meg.
Oh shit.
Since it's something out of my like criteria.
Wheel.
Is it?
Yeah, like I was like scared. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was like a little scared because
All the laughter kind of like threw me off.
If it makes
yeah,
you.
it did actually. But here's the thing: it's like the religious aspect of it.
100%.
Since
Did you grow up fairly religious?
yes,
Okay.
and here's the thing: we've experienced some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Hits home.
should I? No. I don't know. But it was so goofy. We were just laughing. And I was just like, oh, this is nothing compared to the movies now. So I give it
That's-
an 8.9.
8.9. That's
Yeah.
part of the reason why I think I'm not giving it such a high rating, because I see its filmmaking merit, and and again, I'm also the worst person to ask, because I feel like I want to learn more about the horror scope, and I always have these conversations with Eric about like where, not the horror scope, but the horror scope.
I'm a Virgo.
Jesus, we're not doing this. No, but I do get into these conversations with Eric about just the different tiers and how much horror has become its own universe.
Yeah.
And, everything we talk a lot about, like, from everything from slasher to elevator horror to, like, B horror and C horror. And, like, we just had Lloyd Kaufman on, and the type of stuff he does, horror comedy. And it very much is its own extremely well, like, explored genre, and it's unapologetic. It's a very unapologetic genre, and I don't think films like The Exorcist would exist if it weren't.
Have you
Like,
noticed? My bad.
Good.
Have you noticed that during this time, a lot of the horrors that came out were indirectly kind of relating to themes of like sex? Because at the
Yeah.
time, sex was very still very taboo,
Yeah.
but everybody was fucking doing it. The 70s,
No,
Rosemary's
But-
Baby, man. I keep
Yeah.
saying it, but
Even Alien, Alien
Whoa,
too.
whoa.
All these different projects that are very
You know that
in
don't get Eric started on Alien because
Yeah.
he'll get erect pretty
yeah.
quickly.
There you go. I feel like what's happening right now is sex is fucking everywhere. So it's kind of
Yeah,
things
it
like
is.
this aren't necessarily too scary anymore.
Sure.
Sex sells.
Sex sells. Yeah. At the time, yeah.
It does.
I can't help but think of when I think about The Exorcist right now. I don't know why the image that came to my head immediately was Maxine.
Maxine.
Maxine, Tyler,
The third.
Ty,
third
Ty
one?
West. Ty
Yeah.
West is Maxine, the third one. Has everybody seen it?
I have.
Just you? I won't ruin it. There's a religious aspect to it, pretty heavily to the plot, and I think a lot about that because it was these Christian extremists at the time.
Nut jobs.
Extremists. That's another word for it. Who were directly attacking anything that was taboo to them, and I think The Exorcist. That's where it lies in terms of filmmaking.
That sounds like if you just made Manson a Christian freak instead of whatever the fuck he was.
I mean, that was that era, though, right? It was everybody going to extremes about what they believed in, whether it was God or the lack thereof. This was what the 60s and the 70s represented, this freedom of exploration. And that's where I think a lot of the coexist situations came, the hippie situations came.
I also feel like it's such an interesting topic to see portrayed on the big screen because you normally don't go into questions of people's belief systems in films. You just kind of see them go through their adventures and all that. And if you're in Western American audiences, you'll probably just assume they're just Christian folk doing adventurous activities and all that. But this one where they blatantly ask the mother and are you religious? Is your daughter religious? And it's no, we're not. And then when she finds the crucifix underneath the daughter's pillow, it's kind of wait a minute, more than being upset at the fact that something other than her was in the room, it's the fact that it's this religious iconography,
I think that's really cool because I wondered why.
Yeah.
The film really does this weird thing where at first it was pissing me off, but then I understood. We're talking about the patterns and the pacing and the edit specifically. It makes you feel so disoriented. It makes you feel where the fuck am I? What's happening again? Why did we skip over what I think was an important plot point?
Yeah, you brought up the fact that there was a dialogue scene between the daughter and I think one of the main first freakouts when she's insulting the mother and everything and hits the mother and she's insulting her. And it's why aren't we staying there longer?
Yeah,
and then I was saying how the film has this really good pacing.
Yeah.
Where we're only there long enough for us to feel that emotion, but then leave. Because if we stay there too long, it's not going to have its effect. It's not going to have its punch.
Yeah.
And the film knows that later on, it's going to bring it up again. So it
Right.
needs you to have a tapering down so you can come back into it,
There's a very big, it's a famous storytelling lesson where it's show up late, leave early. And if I feel like this film just basically grounds itself into this whole entire concept. It's pretty
I
cool.
gotta ask, who is a big believer and who's a non-believer here?
When it comes down to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, amen, have
Big-
mercy.
Big guns upstairs, yeah.
Or in general.
No, do you believe in God? How
Yeah.
I know that's a weird question, but I feel like it's perfect.
It's pretty apt.
I'm a God-fearing man.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Anybody else a God-fearing man here?
Yeah, sure. I think I lost religion, but I definitely
I'm with you.
kept, my
Yeah.
faith in God and
I'm
Same.
agnostic,
Same.
so
agnostic.
Yeah, because that's one thing I brought to watching this film is do I still believe in this stuff?
Yeah.
And I damn man, I hate to admit, I kind of do.
Yeah.
I also think that the culture around us has desensitized us.
100%.
Because I feel back in the day, if you were religious, you just stayed within your religion, you
Sure.
stayed within your belief system, and you only surrounded yourself with people of that system. That's why you see a lot of rural communities being very religious and staying
Right.
very close-knit together.
Yeah.
Now with media and everything, just as much as it's easy to follow the media that's on one side of the fence, it's easy to see stuff on the other side of the fence. It's easy to see all the extremists who use it as propaganda to
It's
push
just
their
easier
faith
to
in.
see. It's always been there. It's always been there. But I also think by that same token, cinema is challenging your beliefs a lot more. They're freely challenging your beliefs a lot
What do
more.
you mean by that, though?
Yeah, because it's exploring topics that are usually taboo in people's eyes and people's hearts and stuff like that. And it's saying No, have you actually asked yourself the question?
Yeah.
And that's what cinema's doing now, unapologetically. And I think it's doing it through. I mean, it's been doing it since the 70s, but I think it's kind of.
It's more in your face now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
even something-
movies like Heretic, that movie was great.
Honestly,
The payoff at the end, it was a little weak, but the movie in general just raises a lot of questions. Like questions like religion, like all religion.
I feel
And
like
it's really
that's
interesting.
why I wanted to cover so much The Last Temptation of Christ on this thing. Because on this podcast, because The Last Temptation of Christ is quite in your face, based on a book of asking the question like, hey, what if Jesus decided to get off the cross and like not go through with it?
Yeah.
What would his life be like? And would it matter? Would he find love? Would he find lust? Would he would become a human, not a godlike figure? So it poses these questions. And I think even like more recently, Silence, it poses a question on, if you were going through all this shit, would you still believe in God?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's much more in your face on like, hey, I'm not here to tell you what to do or shove down any religious principles down your throat, but have you asked yourself these questions? And that, in and of itself, is almost more offensive to religious groups.
have you guys noticed that it's kind of rare to get religious projects now?
Well,
In terms of
Texas
faith-based
incentives,
films,
Like
or
like kind of like when was the last time that you saw a project be released like The Last Temptation of Christ?
I guess for me, it was
the Carpenter's Son.
Mother.
I want to see
Upcoming.
that one. Nicolas Cage.
Mother's a great example, and I think
Mother.
Aronofsky did a series of that. I mean, he did Noah, and like when he was kind of exploring that too. But
Oh shit.
Conclave.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Conclave.
Yeah.
That's a good
Conclave.
one. Yeah, I
And
forgot
I mean,
about that one.
yeah.
I also think it's very cool. What I got attracted to the most in the screening was the character, the priest, the lead priest, the young priest.
The young
Yeah,
priest.
the
I forget
boxer.
his name.
Fucking Mr. or Father K.
Father Rocky.
Father Rocky.
Karas,
Karis.
Karis.
Karis?
Father
Karis?
Barbosa.
Father
Karis,
It
whatever.
was something with a K.
Father grabbing ass.
Father Grabass, Father Karras, played by Jason Miller. What fascinated to me is like when I screen a horror film, it's hard, and Eric tells me to get out of this mentality a lot. I'm constantly searching for the arc, and most horror films don't have an arc. Most horror films are very plot heavy, and like Eric constantly reminds me, like, dude, it's either A, here to scare you and for you to have fun, or B, there is a deeper meaning to it or a deeper principle to
It's
it.
symbolic.
And I think this specific film, his arc, Father Karras' arc, fascinated me the most because when you're growing up, like Christian specifically, you don't really see this in Catholicism, I don't think. And you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but think about it this way. With Catholicism, and if you're performing an exorcism, we were talking about these steps and this hierarchy, right? Unless you're a priest that has the blessing and training and all of this stuff, you're not allowed to even be in the room. And there's good principle behind that because in Christianity, it kind of flips the script a little bit. It challenges you in your faith. Are you a strong enough Christian to perform an exorcism? And most of the time, what you're taught is, hey, if you're struggling with your faith, don't be in the fucking room.
Yeah.
And so, like, don't be anywhere near that because you can be affected. So that's what you're constantly taught. And I thought the struggle that he's going through of, like, I think I've lost my faith, but am I the best? I mean, the whole constant thing, I thought the tropes were funny.
That's interesting. I feel like a lot of like religions that create like this sense of rite of passage, they end up falling into like the rite of passage occurs whenever you're hitting that moment.
Yeah.
Like for example,
A question of your faith, right?
Yeah,
A question,
yeah.
you know.
But why was he questioning his faith? Just because his mom?
Because
No,
he
no,
thought
from the
mother-
beginning. I mean,
because
from
he
the
thought he
beginning,
just
yeah.
wasn't worthy of this lifestyle, and everybody around him. That's why I say that there was kind of funny like tropes of like, but you're the best priest we have, you know,
Yeah,
like
low-key.
there's these. He's like, no, I'm not worthy
Oh,
of
he's
this
fucking
life.
slamming a
And it's
kawama
almost like a
at the-
Yeah.
sports guy, you know?
Yeah, it's like a sports thing.
It's like, I don't know if I can keep playing the game anymore. And
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Okay.
So like he's struggling with his faith all throughout, and he's saying, "Hey, no, I'm just gonna go work for this university, and I'm just gonna like do this thing. I'm gonna stay away from the faith." And it's like a hero trope too. Like you're the only one who can save us. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because the underlying thing there through his arc is that his faith is greater because he, a skeptic, has to be convinced to believe in it again. And therefore, it makes him a stronger believer.
Okay.
And I thought that arc was fascinating to me. Like that, and again,
really
because when you kind of lose your faith and you have to go through that, you wonder. You start asking yourself these questions.
I like the arc of him kind of he doesn't like to confront too much the problems that are there. Like he has a lot of regret towards leaving his mother somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that is
See, I didn't get that. So he had regret because he left his mother in the psych ward?
He left it like he was with his mother, felt like it was too much to handle. He left her, and then he constantly had that feeling that it was being manifested through the girl.
Through the demon.
Like, oh, she died and you weren't there. Like you basically like abandoned her, but by him like assaulting this girl.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wait, no,
Here's the thing.
no,
I'm gonna say
I don't
something.
care what anybody says.
And
By him
okay.
assaulting the girl, like he was also having to confront his own insecurities and his own doubts, and by embodying it, it was the overcoming of I guess that pain.
Okay,
but anyway,
I'll say this: like in religion, like they say, the devil will call you by your sin, but never by your name. So
Yeah,
his sin is like leaving his mom.
Sodomy.
It's a guilt, and it's like, hey, de aquí te agarro. O sea, I know where
No,
your weakness
absolutely.
at.
And
You know?
that's what I mean about that arc of like when you're losing your faith, you're easy to attack, right? You're easy to pick on. You're easy to tear apart.
That's
Yeah,
why the other
that's why
priest was like,
the main exorcist, like he asked him, get out of the room.
Yeah.
And well, he ended up.
so that's not why he's asking all these questions. Like, is there any like hint that the girl knows that I'm here?
I think, between the girl and the demon and whatever,
Kind
like,
of trying to see if she's faking it.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
The
But
initial
thing that
meetings
piqued
with her,
him-
that's
that
where
piqued
it's
his interest is that the demon knew about the mom.
Yeah.
And that's what's like,
And the demon knew he was like,
questioning his
These
faith.
little things you don't get when you're like 10 years old. That's insane.
Oh, real quick, I'm gonna throw the ball to Jason if he wants to look over here. Do you feel like
not at you.
you?
What?
Do you feel like the film, on your rating of it being like an 11, needs to have this deeper meaning behind it, or do you feel like in its filmmaking merit, it's enough that that's why it stands on your own pantheon?
I'm gonna change my rating to a 6.
What?
What?
The fuck?
6.
Why?
Good. Clip it.
Hail Satan.
Jeez.
I mean, just the film and it, like, it's telling the story, and I yes, it's a little bit of a slow burn, but for me, it's like it's not just straight to like the exorcism scenes and
That's how
like
You build the story.
yeah,
first.
it makes you wait for it. Like we were mentioning earlier, the exorcism of Emily Rose,
Right.
which, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so boring. It's just a court case. But it's explaining to you what happened, and then it shows you what happened.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing for this film. It's the story, and it's just so iconic that it's hard not to give it a high rating because it's just it's in pop culture. We were just talking like scary movie and repossessed and like it's in music and samples.
Right.
The merchandise, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Look at
it'll
your hat.
never go away.
I mean, I like that. I like that. And quite frankly, I think it's something we're losing in storytelling. I think the slow burn is being brought back by certain filmmakers or being maintained, but the slow burn is something that's lost because of our attention spans of this generation.
Yeah.
And again, I love those films because it goes all the way from something like Exorcist or Rosemary's Baby to Harold and Maude. You know, it's said the 70s had something special. The 60s and 70s had this thing of like, we're going to take our time telling the story, building this world.
Like,
There was no expectation for how the movie needed to be made, dude.
Right.
I really feel like slow burns are some of the, like, if you want to get into filmmaking, watch as many slow burns as possible because it forces you to study every single shot. Why did they put the camera there? Why is it on a sticks or why is it handheld? Why is the blocking this way? Why is the lighting that way? And it's forcing you to
also,
go, and it's just fucking sick. It's like watching paintings.
it's also a tool because in cinematography, to create that slow burn, you're trying to have a shot that's going to be sitting there for a while, but still be dynamic enough that you're telling the story. I mean, I know you were asking earlier, like, what's it with all these like weird zoom ins and then zoom outs? And, you know, I feel like in modern filmmaking, we see a lot of like coverage shots that'll cut to like a wide, which gets to a medium, which gets to a close up. It's doing the exact same thing as a zoom. It's just the zoom has this natural breathing rhythm to it. So I feel like
I was just always taught not to use the zoom.
This is
why I was
again,
like, it's a style.
I said
I
yes,
know.
it is a style, and I was saying that this is a very British filmmaking thing because what is the most popular thing that British people watch? The BBC. The BBC is
The West Wing?
No, not the West Wing. the BBC was news coverage. So like, who was using zoom lenses?
fucking news people.
News people.
Yeah.
It's a very British style of filmmaking because they use the realism of these techniques to show a world.
And I understand why they were using it. I was just kind of like,
It's
I
interesting.
thought that was a
though.
rule that don't use
Yeah.
Zoom. 'Cause
It's
kinda
not a
cheap.
rule. It's just like with everything. I mean, you could dolly.
You also see it in a lot
LeBron.
of Indian cinema. Why? Because it's influenced by the British.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did you guys ever watch a movie called Lamb by any chance?
No.
It came out a couple of years ago.
Sounds scary.
The A24 thing?
A24 thing. I went to go watch it. Interesting. It's a modern day slow burn, but it basically deals with this. It's not spoiling anything. This couple goes into their farm one day and they have like a bunch of lambs, and then one lamb is born, but it's like a lamb head with a human body. So then they end up having to raise this like lamb baby, and then the film is almost just this exploration of like this couple that was always asking like their faith and asking each other like, why isn't that we can't have a child, and why is it so hard for us to bear a child? And then this child comes, and it's this obvious like abomination to like humanity, but they were like, oh, but maybe this is God sending us something, and it's like a.
When your faith is that strong.
I don't want to call it like a direct horror. It's a very slow burn, almost like horror epic in the fact that it's such a drawn out scare as opposed to it just being these constant little things. It's almost like the scare of like, do you process this as the Lord's intervention or is this something satanic?
Isn't
I love those
a lot
questions.
of the exploration of like the symbol of the
Yeah.
goat with human legs or whatever is satanic?
And then the
stuff
whole
like
thing
that.
being like, is this for us to even like dabble with? Because, like in the film, the mother takes care of this lamb baby thing. But like, it's like, okay, well, it's not human. It's not there, but you're taking care of it because it's a child. And, it's all that to say that the genre is still alive. But them using a slow burn there was to give space for the audience to reflect. I feel like in this one, because the subject matter is so vast, the idea of like religion and even
Right.
like mental health, people who question their faith, those things are such big personal questions that the slow burn, I think, gives us all space to ask ourselves while watching the movie.
I don't think it's gone completely away, and I think it's being revived by elevated horror. I think Ari Aster is a perfect example of using slow burn, specifically in Hereditary, and how he opens the film and how he develops the world and pushes in on certain situations.
But is he using
And-
it now? Do you feel like he used it in
Eddington?
Eddington?
No, no, definitely not. But
He
that
got
was
fucking
a built-in.
Anglo-Americanized in Eddington.
That was a
pretty
built.
cool.
Yeah, that was a built-in situation. But I do heavily think he used it in Beau's Afraid.
Oh, yeah.
I need to
yeah.
rewatch Beau's Afraid.
You know, Beau is Afraid is based off of his brother.
Really?
Is it really?
Fun fact.
Can you like
How?
verify
Yeah,
that?
can you-
Like,
what- Or
No,
you-
honestly, I heard it on I heard it
Oh.
from a set story. So,
So-
this is probably just bullshit. This is the equivalent to saying like Oreos are not vegan. Yeah, and with that, I pass.
All right.
and with that,
Oreos
I'm
aren't vegan. I
sorry.
thought they were vegan.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you.
Fucked up his whole day, bro.
All right. Well, yeah, I think it's very interesting for The Exorcist. Also, let's talk about this. I've never seen them, so I can't comment on them. But there are sequels to The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Like 1, 2, or 3, or like Emily
I
Rose?
think there's 3. Yeah.
No, there's
really?
more.
From what I know,
There's more than 3.
Yeah, there's more than 3.
Fuck
So there's Exorcist 1, 2,
Run that
3.
shit back.
And after Exorcist 3, that's when we had
Exorcist
I
4.
think Dominion. And
Dominion.
The Last Exorcism, I think, I could be wrong.
Was in that
and
same
then
universe.
Exorcist Believer, I think the most recent one. And one of the newer ones from the 2000s when it came out, I remember it was like a big deal. That shit is a prequel. It's the story of the priest, the old man.
Okay. that's
Do you
probably
ever feel like
Uh-huh.
sometimes they just kind of make sequels so the cast can catch another bag? Like,
I don't.
Basically.
What, did Linda
I mean,
Blair come back for this?
They're
Joker
milking
2.
the franchise.
Joker
I
2
mean,
Deluxe.
isn't that the same girl from? Isn't that the girl right
Yeah.
there?
Is that like Linda Blair did come back for this?
And the
Oh, yeah.
Is that a?
But this one's really weird. Like, I saw them back to back like a few years ago for some reason, but the second one is so bizarre because they involve science in it, and it became like this weird sci-fi.
That's actually kind of
Sure.
cool.
There's another one.
very
coming out.
weird sci-fi, old,
like
ancient
the
beliefs.
science of
Yeah, like
how
they-
things get
I don't know,
possessed.
man. Like it was really kind of like
out there.
all over the place.
It was 5 years later.
And then I saw it really late too, so I was probably very confused.
I
A lot of
think
people like praise Exorcist 3, oddly enough. But that one deals with a serial killer. There's like a serial killer in that
Oh,
one.
that's fucking sick, dude.
Nah.
But it's also
Serial
kind of
killer
weird.
film?
It takes away from the
So
supernatural.
is it's a serial killer who's possessed?
I don't remember. I just remember like those fucking locusts. Like there was like a big deal about the locusts and how it was influencing things. And like,
Sure.
I don't know. They were just really weird.
I will say this. I think that I think there's something to be said. I think the 70s were starting to spawn sequels, but it definitely wasn't a common practice. So it must, the success of, I think that's sadly where the blockbuster mentality started happening.
Oh, yeah.
In the 70s.
In the 70s. And this
For
was
sure.
Warner Brothers, banking off things like The Exorcist, Jaws.
Jaws.
I used
How
to
many
fucking-
sequels did Jaws have? 4?
I used
More
to
than 4, I
fucking
think.
hate Warner Brothers so much because of that, because I felt like they were just commercializing
Yeah.
art. But we ended up
I mean, same
working
thing with
them.
Psycho. Psycho,
Yeah.
Damn.
Psycho
I will say this,
68,
we're part of the
right?
problem.
Yeah.
Or 69. Dude, fucking Psycho has like 5 sequels. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I heard from an old film professor. He said that film is one of the only art forms that's sole purpose, on its creation, was to make money. Like there's never been a period
Yeah.
where film wasn't intended to like gain financial prosperity from it. So I mean, I think the franchise is a symptom of that. The franchise
sure.
is
The
like something where
franchise.
that people pay for what they think is good, and I mean the dollar dictates where it'll go if they feel like they can continue it and all that.
It's also
The only
like
thing about-
it's inherently made to make money, but it's also like nobody knew how big of a staple was going to be financially. Nobody knew how successful films were going to be.
Well, there was one guy,
Back then, they used to,
Edison, or what?
Well, yeah, he capitalized early, didn't he? No, but I mean it's true.
I
And then
love
and
fucker.
to your point about Warner Brothers, CK, I think the studio system is dying on a vine, and B, for instance, there's so much conversation right now. There's so much sad conversation at the fact that Warner Brothers was about to purchase Paramount. This has just happened, okay?
Yeah.
And then Netflix said, "Nah, we're gonna start buying Paramount. We'll put in a bid."
They got the bag.
And no, it's not a done deal or anything like that. But Warner, everybody, think about it. Why do you think Warner Brothers Discovery was a thing for a minute? Because the studios are dying.
Yeah, and they were kind of like backing off of Discovery's financial
Yeah.
situation in
Yep.
order to save their own selves.
But by the same token, Warner Brothers has the #1 movie in America right now. Just grossed 100 million, by the way.
Yeah.
Woo! Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another.
Has
Just
it broken
grossed-
even yet?
So that's
No.
the even. Isn't that even?
No, 150 is
Wasn't it
technically
50
the
and 50?
budget.
300
Oh,
is the even.
shit,
Yeah,
it's
but
still, far
still, what's the last time you heard of an original film crossing $100 million?
It's been
That's
a
pretty
while.
cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
been
fucking.
so-
That's
awesome.
my
fucking
point. Is that's still Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers is still doing some things,
know
whereas
how to-
Netflix, what the fuck are they doing? They're doing Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which comes out in theaters for a short run time, and then it goes to Netflix.
You know, I had
That's the
starting to have
death
this.
of Netflix, dude. Like, my bad, Castro, but the same reason why Netflix became a boom is also going to be the same reason why they're dying.
Well, isn't it now like its own category? Like it's Netflix film, so it's kind of not that good.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
has like its own like stigma
Literally,
to it.
yeah, yeah.
It's starting to become a dirty word
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
Who is going around saying like, the new Netflix thing? It's kind of like A24 is doing some shit, huh?
Yeah.
Or hey,
Yeah.
Warner Brothers just got this thing.
Neon.
Yeah, Netflix
on-
started becoming like the straight to DVD.
Yeah,
shit.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
the one movie that has been grossing a lot on Netflix is the K-pop Demon Hunters, the one that I really like.
Right.
But they brought it to the theater for like 4 days. They
yeah.
sold out.
I think
I
it's-
tried to get like tickets
Yeah.
and they kept selling out, and I couldn't find.
I
But I
think
mean,
it's
that's
really
also-
beautiful what things like Barbenheimer and like these K-pop movies,
Yes.
like these event films, are reminding people what cinema could be. And then you have something like One Battle After Another, making people say, "Hey, we can do this again. You guys want in again?" And I think that's such a beautiful thing.
You know
and-
what
and
also
we
is
couldn't
bringing
have
people
done it.
in to the movie theater? K-pop groups are recording their concerts,
Yeah.
and they're selling tickets to go see in a movie theater.
Right.
And they're like
Yeah,
$38
Yeah,
a
I think
piece,
Depeche
like,
Mode just did that too.
expensive.
Depeche Mode just has a new concert film out.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool because I think we're starting to get out of the era of event films to just have good films at the cinemas.
Yo,
again.
Well,
maybe
hopefully.
that's kind of the next step for filmmaking. I mean, for theaters
I was
in
about to ask
general,
that
so
right
they
now.
can save it. Because obviously, filmmaking is an art. It's like, oh, is AI going to take over film? If photos haven't taken over paintings,
Right.
if movies haven't taken over photos,
Yeah.
it's just another form of art. But maybe that is the next step
I
for
think-
theaters to keep them alive. Like bring other events into it, like concerts, fucking quien sabe qué, like just getting creative with that.
And just to round it back in,
Well, to add to that, yeah, we should keep going to movies because if you see it with friends, they're just gonna be laughing even if it's a horror film. So go to the movies. Everybody's
but
quiet.
we're always gonna remember this
Everybody's
movie.
just minding their business and watching. that film.
I will say I want
My
to
bad,
draw
my
this
bad.
back into the conversation a little bit with specifically the performances in this film because there's a lot of controversy. Linda Blair got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
Supporting suit.
And-
Yeah.
the girl.
I mean,
Honestly,
yeah, the
I
girl.
think so.
I would
younger?
think she
Like,
would be the main one, but no, she wasn't.
at the time, she was fucking like
14.
12.
Dude, the way that she contorted her body, I don't know if that was like special effects or not. but
It was like
also-
the bed break, like permanently damaging her spine.
exactly.
What do you mean permanently?
Yeah, she
The way she was like throwing herself. up
She
and
was
down,
throwing
yeah.
like there was
We
a
all thought-
mechanism under the bed to push that was supposed to push her like harshly and bring her down slowly, and it didn't. It like just went up and down like
But wasn't
crazy.
it just
That
like a
plus-
combination of
and
things?
it-
all the characters that she had to play too.
Yeah.
So she had to play the bright girl before, and then
dude,
she had to play the demon.
the
Talk about
changing
range.
teen.
The
Wait,
change-
the
yeah.
changing teen,
yeah.
and then the
And
demon.
then exactly. The changing teen as well, and then the
Yeah.
demon, and then all the other spirits that came into it, and then she still had to play the girl that we saw in
Yeah.
the last scene. Like that's
But what a stark
lot.
contrast between like the innocent child and then
Now, here's the
Dude, hell yeah.
controversy, and this is a take I want to see what you guys think about.
the young priest.
No,
Are you
no,
ta-
no.
are you
The
gonna talk
one,
about-
Crucifix.
Are you going to talk
What?
about the double?
the Linda Blair's voice. There was a voice actor
Oh yeah.
that does the voice for the character.
Or Pazuzu?
This actress was a famous actress in the 50s, and her name escapes me right now. Her name starts with a C. She provided the voice for this character. She went uncredited because she was like, nah, I kind of just, I want people to believe that it's this little girl doing
Oh,
this
so it
voice.
was her. Okay. That's
But
cool.
then the film started gaining traction, and she's like,
And she
I
didn't
want to
get
be part of this
recognized,
special
yeah.
thing. So she sued Warner Brothers to get credit in the film again. And she won.
How?
Fuck yeah, dude. She fucking deserved to
I
win.
mean,
That
she-
was like the
But
majority.
she
Is it
agreed.
not
She's
just-
the
well,
one with
hold
the
on.
first thought of.
But
Yo,
is
I'm
this
cool.
just as much part of her character, or is it not? Like, it's like the voice.
Honestly,
Yeah, but you
if
gotta
you're
give
able
credit-
to put all that stuff to the side, I still feel like I don't know. I still feel like everything outside of the voice, like the performance itself, the physicality of it, plus like everything else, it still is a really good, I guess, fight for her.
Now,
to get,
I
you
believe
guys tell
into
me
it.
if this is fair, but can you go to actress in a supporting role?
Actually, an actor got, yeah.
No. This is actor in a supporting role. It has
Jason
to go to
Miller.
actress if you scroll down. Right? Yeah, scroll down right there. So she lost out because this controversy started getting wrapped up when they were campaigning for the Oscars. This actress, the voice actress, sued Warner Brothers, a very public, very high-profile lawsuit. And everybody was kind of like, well, why are we voting for this chick then if it's not fair? So she just lost out because they didn't promote.
And I agree.
However, Tatum O'Neal, if you haven't seen Peter Bogdanovich's Paper Moon, fucking well-deserved too, man. This little girl, I think to date, is the youngest Oscar winner in the history of the Oscars. She must have been 7.
Oh, she was like 8, 7, yeah,
Something like that. And she was incredible. Incredible opposite Peter O'Toole. Or was it Peter O'Toole? I think it was Peter O'Toole. She was incredible. Yeah, Mercedes McCambridge. She was the voice actor for The Exorcist. And
Mercedes.
she
Sounds like a
had
stripper.
already won an Oscar in the 50s for Best Supporting Actress.
Nice.
So there's this controversy on like who does the character and who deserves the credit here.
Well, that kind of hits kind of home with The Brutalist. Remember what they did with the voice with Adrian Brody?
the AI
And
thing, right?
I mean,
I don't think that was cool.
Well, no, my
That's why you're the actor.
Right. But bring it back to not compare to technology. Another human being, do they deserve as much credit?
Even worse. It's
Well,
just like
I guess this
Milli
brings
Vanilli.
the question, right? Like if they had nominated like
Yeah, right.
James Earl Jones,
Who deserved the
but
credit?
who
The
br-
people that
he
sang
only
it or
did the
the-
voice for Darth Vader. He didn't portray Vader.
But that's the thing. The voice is just as much the character
Yeah.
as the
Exactly,
body.
just
David, what's
100%.
his name? David, the tall model guy.
Comment what
the
you
guy
guys
who
think.
plays Darth Vader, the embodiment of that
Yeah.
motherfucker was a moron and hated George Lucas, and they got on fights on set.
He
And
didn't
like
have
he
a cool
didn't.
voice.
That's my point. He didn't have the voice.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen the behind the scenes?
Yeah,
That's just
it
fucking
sounds
hilarious.
Very
That shit's hilarious.
not intimidating at all. Like,
Oh,
it's-
he's so wimpy. But
Get
that's
the
my
rebels
point.
out of here. But he had like an accent.
Does
too.
Melissa McCambridge get nominated for an Oscar?
Not nominated. Oh shit, that's a good question.
Because come on, the iconicism of this character is just as much the voice as it is the performance.
Don't you feel though that like film and in its the power it has over other mediums is that it's a visual medium.
Sure.
So when we're nominating for actors,
But so is animation.
huh? No. But it's in the visuals,
good
and I mean,
stuff.
like I understand like vocal performances and all that kind of stuff, but here we're lending ourselves to visually what's playing more.
Let me toss this out there. A film that's live action
Yeah.
that has an animated element to it, like Maurice, the one you like so much, the crab, or
Lion
what is
King.
it?
The crab.
Crab.
Maurice.
Maurice the Shell.
Maurice the Shell.
No, Marcel.
Marcel.
Shoes on.
Marcel.
Maurice.
An element of that, or an element of like, what's the Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Like these elements of like the voice embodiment in a character.
Looney Tunes back in action.
No.
No.
But my point is, when you have a character like that, that's extremely compelling, but it's just a voice actor. Her should have Scarlett Johansson been nominated for an Oscar at any
Nah, I
capacity.
didn't see her one bit.
Well,
that's
wasn't
not a
she?
good take because she's not trying to pass off to somebody else. She's just doing the voice of the.
But still, it's important. It's the whole film.
So what are you?
That's
what is
that's
your,
arguable because this chick who came over and like she did the voice for it. She did the voice of, again, going back to that analogy of like
Yeah.
the 5 characters. The girl, the 14-year-old, is the one that had to play all 5 characters.
Sure.
But this chick just had to do the voice of one.
But-
Which, don't get me wrong.
Well,
it's
no,
still,
not
it's still
just
mad
one.
mad.
Yeah.
Right? It's at least 3 based on your list.
That is true. But regardless,
That's a
it's
good
still
take. I never thought
that
about
is a good take because it still portrays like you still have to create your own character arcs
It
between every
creates
single voice.
the character.
But
right?
I feel like the girl ended up having to carry a lot more.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
No,
your
no,
point.
yeah, that's-
Cinema is a visual medium, and it's perfectly fine. But we can't take away that credit from these voice actors.
No,
They're
absolutely.
just as responsible for making this character.
Yeah. I guess at this point, it's also, I mean, that was her own fault too. She should have been like,
Well,
fucking credit
yeah,
me, you know?
done.
Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think they should be recognized. I mean,
Well, Linda
Well.
Blair didn't get an Oscar because of this lawsuit.
because of
okay,
this controversy.
But again, go watch Paper Moon. I think that's really deserved. I think
So,
that performance is incredible.
What ended up happening to her spine or what the fuck?
Oh well, like she
fucked it up.
was like her spine was permanently damaged, and not just her, but the mom character.
mom.
And I want to talk about that performance too. The mom. There's a scene where she gets like thrown.
Yeah.
She pushes it though.
She pushes. Yeah. So she was on a harness, and that harness pulled her so much that it broke her tailbone, and she too had permanent back damage because of
Really?
breaking her coccyx. Yeah.
Dude,
This
this
fucking
whole
movie.
movie set was fucking
I
cursed.
heard.
Because like,
So talk about that because I know that everybody mentions that on top of the horror of like the
of
movie,
the
it's like
fucking movie, yeah,
like
people like I don't know. I don't remember who exactly, but people died after the fact of filming the movie. Like people got into strange accidents and like,
My dad.
That's why
one of
it
his big
was.
stories that once he left, he couldn't stop looking at the rearview mirror.
What?
And that he kept looking at the rearview mirror when he was like, I think he was going home like at 12 o'clock at night. Kept his eye on the mirror. Somebody passed in front of him and crashed.
Jeez.
That's the story he gave me.
No, but I mean, it's an interesting take. However, I could be wrong, or maybe I just didn't have enough time to read enough about it. This film isn't caught up in the lore of like newer films, like what is it?
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring.
Conjuring.
The Conjuring
Oh,
is
God.
like they had to bring a priest to set to bless the set.
Nah.
That
Well,
whole
apparently-
thing.
But that is, I
Apparently
think
they
that's
did the
also
same
just
thing
like
on
Is that a marketing
I
tactic?
think it's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But Amira,
Has to.
they had to do the same thing for The Exorcist right here, where set
Well, there's
fires,
two.
injuries to
Two of the
cast,
priests
that's
in the
an
film
illness.
are actual priests, not the two main actor priests. The other two priests were actual priests.
That's some fucking PTA kind of cast.
I read somewhere where the
production
young
experience
priest.
delayed due to
No, but yeah, this film was cursed. Like apparently, there's like a lot of shit happened. Like
Her brother
on set
died.
and after the fact. I think someone
Whose
did
brother
die.
died?
The main priest.
Max von Sydows.
Oh,
Brother
that's the older priest.
Yeah, his brother died, and then
Like mysteriously,
Linda
or-
Blair lost her grandfather, so they had to delay production.
It's a
Interesting.
grandfather. I mean,
Well, look,
A demon
What's gonna
statue
happen?
for the film was also
fucked.
lost
That's fun.
in transit to set.
People died.
Yeah.
apparently.
You know, I've seen more people.
What do you mean? Apparently, if they did die.
Well, I mean, again, is any of this like directly connected to the film? I don't know.
I mean, they worked on the film.
So
I mean-
it's not like if like every crew and cast member had these specific things happen during and or right after.
Like stalker.
That's
you
like
know,
saying
I-
like, oh, my brother died 2 years after filming.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying, the
know.
grandpa
Is
died?
it- you know
No,
what
no.
I'm saying?
No, I think it happened like, not far apart. or
Yeah.
something
If you,
like that.
I think it's one of those that if you want to believe,
Right.
you can allow yourself to see like the death,
The
the
oogie
mishap,
boogie.
Perhaps.
I'll be attached to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I know my mom, like, she talked about how when she watched this, afterwards she just felt not the same for a while. Like there was something wrong cosmically. And, I think you could believe that, but then it's also...
It's because you got to put yourself back in the 1970s.
No, it's also
that's a big thing. I
It
have to
depends on the
repeat it.
person. I know people who are very, very religious and they'll
Yes.
still refuse to watch this film because they feel like, no, I don't like to even fantasize
This or
about the
Passion of the
other
Christ.
end.
It's
Yeah,
also important to note that the media was sensationalizing a lot of the specifically satanic rituals, right, through Richard Ramirez and Charles Manson. This had just happened. The Tate Manson murders happened in 1969. So 1973 is not that far out from all of these crazy satanic people doing weird shit.
Yeah.
And again, the media is going to sensationalize that. So I don't know. I think it's important. And again, I mean, filmmakers or not filmmakers, studios are going to reap the benefits, right?
Oh,
they're going to reap the
Yeah.
benefits of
no-
something like this.
Do you
No
believe
publicity,
that
bad
maybe
publicity.
all these like deaths were probably planned by Warner Brothers?
Oh,
they can get a
gosh,
fucking
no.
boost in their
That's,
numbers,
uh,
I don't know,
That's for the
man.
other
That's some
podcast.
like
TV
that's
show
some like
shit?
under the Silver Lake shit. You know,
Wait,
like
wait,
I'm down with that.
Wait, what was that? Sorry. I
So
couldn't
like, what if? All right, a horror movie just came out. Holy fuck! A lot of the cast and crew that are involved with it are dying or having people that are dying. What if the studio was behind?
I was
that?
about to say that the studio, if it gets that bad, the
That's-
studios might go that route.
Yeah.
Wait,
exactly,
that hasn't been made, right?
what?
That what he was just talking about.
Hey,
that
that's a
idea.
good idea.
It
There's
has.
stuff,
Oh,
there's been
not a
stuff
bad
that's made
idea.
where people go missing.
yeah.
Just for the
You know,
Like Under the Silver
'Cause
Lake.
then-
For
I mean,
promotion?
they
Oh.
tried to make
Like,
their way into Hollywood. And
They went on the
Like,
Silver Lake.
There was this one movie that Alan showed me called Murder, Death, Koreatown, where like the whole selling point that he would tell me was like, oh, like it's all based around like an actual murder and it was banned in China and shit like that. The film.
That also
Yeah.
is another thing. I feel like the reason horror sells or these films sells because there's a natural morbid curiosity in all
Sure.
of us that like we want to like if there's a car accident, that's why traffic gets backed up because everybody wants to see
You wanna see the mangled
scary
body,
thing.
right?
Like as much as we say like, oh, I'd hate that and I don't want to be a part of it. We're all just curious creatures.
Sure.
So like I think anytime you can play into that, they'll absolutely play into it. I mean,
come
you
on,
know.
it's getting so hard. You're right. At the time of the 70s, it's easy to grab people that way, right?
Oh, yeah.
But now it's getting so hard to grab people over like, ooh, have you heard about this? It doesn't really exist anymore, man. There's
Yeah.
so much bad
The-
shit on social media that people are so desensitized.
The closest I saw, and I mean, it is what it is when Steve-O was doing his like comedy shows online, and you had to buy a ticket to watch the film online, but it had like consent forms, and then
Yeah.
his big tagline is that people pass out watching this thing
For
and stuff like
Steve-O's
that.
stand-up routine?
Yeah, because apparently, like in
He
person,
does other shit.
Yeah, for his thing, you have to like sign consent because whenever he shows his video clips, like sometimes they're so gnarly that people will pass out.
Yeah, like he'll make himself bleed or he'll stick a fish hook
Oh, I
through
see
his
what
I'll
you're
say,
Okay,
I'll say
whatever.
this.
Oh.
One that was really stupid is that he got a film crew to like document his vasectomy. So like a dude
funny.
passed
Hard as
out
fuck.
because you're just watching this guy getting his like nutsack mangled. And then somebody passed out and he's like, "Oh, see, ain't that crazy?" Like my show's-
Marketing.
yeah, my show's too
Marketing.
intense, and
Yeah.
it's like, no, nobody's just
Nobody
prepared
wants to see
watch
your
that.
balls. Yeah, I met Steve-O.
Really?
He's
How is he?
Super nice dude.
Really?
And he came out to the comic strip, and we went to go catch his act, and he signed my book. I got my Steve-O book.
Sick
at home.
invite.
Did you pass out?
I did not, but what I will say is he signs this very consistently. He signed his book. His signature is a dick.
That's hard as fuck.
Genuinely, it's a dick. So it's like Steve-O,
Didn't
and then
he
it's got
tattoo a
this
dick
line,
on
and then
his-
it's got like either sperm or piss flying out at the tip of it. Yeah.
Was this pre or post dick on his face?
Pre-dick on his face, post-drug addiction.
Wait a minute. That's
that
what
was
it,
the-
Oh,
that's
look, there
what
you
it
go.
looks
That's
like?
his dick signature. Yeah, I have the Professional Idiot book.
Side note, the documentary where he's going through his like...
Oh,
his
the
addiction,
MTV one?
It is a rough watch.
It's terrific.
It's good. Yeah, you can see like Johnny Knoxville was a true friend.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Man, it's a hard watch.
Yeah, it is a hard watch.
I've also heard that Knoxville's made of like absolute steel.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the thing with like Eric Andre that he was on a show with Knoxville
Oh, yeah,
where they have to
the-
prank
with
each
their,
other?
like-
And he says like,
No, I
dude,
haven't seen this.
so what happened is that apparently there was like a show and it was like they would rate pranksters and it was like Knoxville, Eric Andre, and then there was a third comedian. But they would always try to get each other on the set, so they do cute little pranks and all that kind of stuff. But Eric Andre was always like, I could never top Knoxville, and I could never like do anything that would like stun him.
And then now Eric
what
Andre's
happened
pretty
is
up
that
there.
he says, I figured out. So one day he went up and straight up like got a taser and was like, oh, I'm gonna tase him
Knoxville.
on the shoot, and then or on set while they're rolling and everything. Well, what happens is that he gets the taser and he like shocks him on the side. And like holds it there, and then Knoxville's like, "Oh!" You grabs it and goes after him. He's like, "I was tasing the hell out of him." And this guy,
It got so bad that Eric Andre almost quit the show.
I think he quit
You
the
would
show
take it
for a
the
little
other
while
way. Wow. John
because he was
Knoxville.
like, "If this guy can be tased and feel nothing, I can never get him, and he'll always get me back after
It's
this."
pretty
shit.
great.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to The Exorcist, I think to
Yeah.
wrap up this conversation, I do want to mention who I think is a pretty standout actress, Ellen Burstyn.
The emotional core.
In one capacity or another, we all mentioned her in different films we saw, and like I was talking about Scorsese's, who's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. She plays a mom, this very wholesome role, very very special film, and then I've also seen her in like Louis. You know, like she's pretty versatile as an actress, and I thought she did pretty well. in this
Requiem
film.
for a Dream,
Requiem for the Dream. Yeah,
Really?
Wrecked him for a dream.
definitely not. But I think she was a standout in this film. I thought she did extremely well.
Yeah,
as
her
the
breakdowns
mom
were
character.
really like, dude, I like to get into like people's shoes and what would she be thinking, right?
Yeah.
Her kid is
You know what was fascinating to me?
What?
Is the fact that they made her an actress. And an actor or anybody working in Hollywood by default is agnostic or just not tied to any type of religion. So I think the anti-religion aspect that she has in her character is kind of telling. But will her faith get challenged too when your daughter is going through this shit?
Did it get challenged?
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, yeah,
because even when she was like talking to like the priest and all that, it was like
At the end.
no, like when she was asking for help.
Because
like-
she needed a psychiatrist.
Yeah, at that point,
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
like
park bench
she
thing.
was willing to throw all of her money and everything and exhausted all the resources of like modern medicine and science to explain why her daughter was acting that way. So when she goes, I mean, one, she has the sunglasses on because
She has a black eye.
Yeah, she has a black eye because her daughter just like lashed out at her. But two, it's also like she doesn't really like. She's never believed this. She's never accepted this being an actual solution. But now she feels like I don't know where else to turn, and I have to allow myself to explore this because maybe this really is the only way to save my daughter. You know.
And I think the conversation with the priest at the end is pretty revealing too, in terms of having a conversation with a priest about the results.
Also,
And the fact that her daughter doesn't remember any of this, and the credit kind of has to go to this Jason Miller character.
I feel like all the characters have these really interesting arcs. I mean, the priest, her, like everybody in some way doesn't want to accept what's in front of them,
Right.
or they feel like other people aren't really looking at what's happening,
Yeah.
and they're having to constantly fight to be heard or fight to have it acknowledged. You know,
I can see that with all the characters, but with her arc was that she stopped believing or she questioned her faith.
No, I
didn't
just
really
think that,
capture
that when you're in that capacity, I mean, she's this famous actress who has no cares in the world, including the fact that like she's a single mother. Like it doesn't matter. She's rich and famous, and it doesn't matter. And her daughter's taking
Well, I
care.
don't know if she's a single mother. She just says the husband's away.
Well,
but
she's
no,
constantly
it's-
fighting for the father to visit the daughter. I think
No,
that's
and-
pretty.
Well, it also contemplates that she's an actress, so she's traveling a lot.
Well, he's in like some resort hotel in fucking
Yeah.
Also, I
Greece
think
or whatever.
before the priest do the exorcism, like when she's still dealing with the daughter lashing out, there's a scene where she's on the phone and I think she's talking to him.
Yeah,
like
she's trying to get to him.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
so I mean,
Oh.
she's also going through that where she's like, "Oh, screw this guy! Can't even come for her birthday. Like
Yeah.
you're
See, I missed
useless."
that.
And then
Okay.
it's like, "Oh no, I need somebody here right now. Like I don't know who
Definitely.
to turn to. I need to talk to
Can
you."
I add something to that?
Sure. I didn't. Oh my god, you
Oh my
scared me.
gosh. So okay. Ooh. In that scene, the girl was like seeing her mom distressed, like, hey, she can't even reach my mom. That's how the demon right away is like, hey, this is
Yeah,
your
weak point.
weakness.
That
I'm
was the
getting
whole
you.
thing, taking those who are most vulnerable.
Exactly, yeah.
A weak point in her character. For
Yeah,
sure.
she's not like,
Absolutely.
oh, okay. The demon is like, okay, I got her. I want to.
But I think
your
the
mind
mom,
now. Yeah.
the mom went from like careless actress.
Yeah, like, I can take
no
care of it by
problems,
myself.
Like, yeah, to like I'm going to need help in something that's way beyond what I believe in.
Yeah, because these are people questioning their. Oh, wait, we have a priest questioning his faith, and we have an actress who's like, I don't give a shit about it. And, we're not religious.
She's trying to prove that she doesn't need anybody.
Yeah.
They're put in these like extraordinary events that led them to the conclusion of the movie. Now, okay, I think I'm gonna get closer to God, maybe.
Right.
I also feel like the resolution as a mother character is that her daughter was saved. Like I feel like that's
Yeah.
Can I add to that? I'm so sorry.
No.
How did you interpret the fact that the priest got the demon inside him? Like,
I don't know that he was able to ultimately
Yeah, the
overcome
sacrifice.
it.
Sacrificed his life.
I
for
thought
her.
the same thing.
That's what it was.
Exactly. He
He
sacrificed
did
his
it
life.
for redemption, and then to save this little girl. Like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to save this little girl, and to fuck the devil because it's been blind to his insecurities.
For his own life. For his own life.
You know what you guys made me realize?
What?
This dude was a boxer. So when he's boxing the fuck out of her, she's
Yeah, I'm
taking
telling
rounds.
you, he just had to box
Crazy
the
as
fucking
fuck.
demon out of her.
Had to let it out.
I will say too, like the kind of the obvious one is the mom accepting the necklace from the priest.
Oh yeah.
Whereas she was fighting left and right. Who put this thing under my
okay,
daughter's
okay.
pillow? Where now she's like, well, she could have fought it. She could have been like,
And that
no,
was
not
just
for
like
me.
a thing from the priest. It wasn't
Yeah.
even like a.
Religious.
I think it was like a
directly-
religious
Yeah.
thing, but it was like a personal thing
Right.
from the priest.
Do you think that means that there's going to be a sequel to this?
Oh God, let me tell you.
Certainly
something,
set up that
buddy.
way.
Have you? I love how, as much as we love like Hasbro and all the little like cool fun games they make, like Candyland.
The Ouija board.
Yeah, like Ouija board is like a staple for Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Go
dude,
figure,
you
man.
can go to Target and buy one. Actually.
No, and then I saw that not only that, but
Alright.
then they have them in different themes, like Simpsons Ouija
No
board.
way. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
I have
they
a
do.
question for you guys.
That-
Tower
Haunted
Productions in no way,
Mansion
shape, or
Ouija
form
board.
endorses
All right.
the use of
Yes.
Ouija boards.
Yeah.
I got a
Show
crazy
us the
idea.
themed ones because I
What
think
if-
they had a Beetlejuice one.
I think this one's the Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice,
Well, I mean that
Beetlejuice,
one makes
Beetlejuice.
sense because Beetlejuice is like a demon, right? Like
Yeah, they have like a Macarena one.
What if we do
Dude,
a
they have a
Ouija
little
board
Stitch
episode?
one.
You know that
No,
shit's fake
son.
then.
Fuck
What?
it.
He's like, what
Let's
if we
just
do a Ouija board episode? I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
But like,
Wait,
we'll,
wait,
we'll
wait.
do
Kinda
like
down, bro.
We'll
just so I
replace
can
all the lights with
feel something.
candles and get it dark
could go
in
to
here.
Concordia.
get
Man,
it-
you
Yeah.
guys really are trying to break into Hollywood, aren't you?
Keep scrolling down. I want to see.
No,
more.
no.
Dude,
If
we
you
can
guys
talk to, like-
open this, you have to learn how to close it. So
Nah,
no, don't
I'm
mess
good.
Well,
with
you just
this.
hit the goodbye tab.
I'll
or,
buy.
like,
I'll buy a.
delete
thing.
your search history.
I'll just buy a
Get
Jumanji
porn.
or something. I'm good. I don't
Yeah,
need to fuck
exactly.
around.
With
I'll
this-
take
this-
that.
with
I mean,
this,
the
they
trick
say
is that
it-
Jumanji is a Ouija board.
Well, but at least you're not fucking with demons. You're fucking with animals.
I fucking my
That's
brother and I
bestiality,
bought
bro.
Jumanji 2020, and we never finished the game. And like the next day, COVID hit America.
Oh
We're
fuck!
like, holy fuck!
There we go. You fucked us all, CK.
You know,
Let's.
I'll leave it on the last cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure I met the dude who brought COVID to El Paso.
Who?
Next time.
on the next
I was on a cruise when that shit happened.
By any chance, do
Any-
you guys want to see like mocker, like the like people mocking the Exorcist? There's a Shrek one, and then there's Scary Movie. I don't know. if you guys
Yeah.
wanna
No, I
see
mean,
it.
Scary Movie is obviously a great.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 2 specifically is where it makes fun of
James
the
Wood.
Exorcist.
and taking
But
a
have you
shit.
guys seen the
With all
Shrek
the
one?
fucking
That one
Was it 2 or
funny.
3?
I've seen the
It's
Shrek
2,
one.
right?
The Shrek one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, not on the podcast. On the podcast, we got to wrap it up. But
Oh,
like,
okay,
show us
okay.
after the fact because we're already kind of rolling. But next week, or any rating changes, I should say.
No,
Yeah, rating changes actually.
Honestly, I'm gonna bump mine down to 7.8,
What were you at before?
7-9.
8.4.
you know, same. I'm gonna go
That
from
you-
6'9" to 6'8".
Oh, you went down?
Yeah.
6'8".
Why?
No.
Why? I'd say I keep it still at the 8.7 just because on a technical front, I still feel like there's a lot to be gained. Like
Yeah.
filmmaking wise, the use of practical effects to like really emphasize your movie. We didn't talk about it too much.
Intentional
but
lighting, intentional camera.
intentional everything. Like
They
I
turned
mean,
up the AC just so they can have that fog on.
Dude, and apparently that's what upped the budget.
Yeah, that's insane. Like
This
now we have special-
$50,000 machine that made the
electric
room
bill.
colder.
Like here you
yeah,
go, guys.
but you
But as
know,
an actor, I kind of dig that. It's like,
no,
hey, man.
all the things to like all these good filmmaking techniques to really sell a film that at the end of the day I thought I was gonna have it's just a classic horror film. They're gonna have the moments where
Yeah.
monster pops out and all that. But even the use of like those the
horror
single
trope?
frames. No, the single frames to like give you this idea of like the demon being there and all that.
You know what's funny is the original teaser trailer for this film. That's all it was this white little face that you barely
used it
see
right
in
away?
the film. That's all that was cut for the teaser. Is this gag? This
Yeah.
The demon.
the white demon face.
Oh, by the way, real quick before we continue the ratings, do you guys know the demon's name? They never mentioned it.
Yeah, they mentioned it in the
Zuzu
book.
or
Did he?
Something.
Pazuzu or something.
Captain Howdy.
You're on the right track.
Something, what is it?
Pazuzu.
There you go.
Pazuzu.
Yeah.
Pazuzu.
It's the
I do
gargoyle
remember that. I don't know
from
why, but-
Futurama. Pazuzu.
That's why.
Why do I? Is it actually?
Yeah, that's why. And you will love Futurama.
Any other rating changes?
Over there in the back.
Well, I already changed mine to 6. Oh, it's
6, 7.
Oh gosh.
Shut the fuck.
Bro, if
I'm-
any of
I'm
you guys can
comfortable
tell
at
us
a 7.
whatever the fuck 6-7 means in the comments, please let us know.
Basically
Please.
69.
No, it's
or some
okay.
shit.
I will put mine at 8. I went down.
Down
went
to an
down.
8.
Does
It went
everybody
down.
not like the movie anymore?
I'm
I thought
still-
it was pretty
No,
good.
I thought
it's
it was
just
good
like-
too. I'm sticking
No,
at a
you know what? I'll keep
7.5.
it the same because I like the way they marketed this movie. It's like, ooh, don't go watch it. Don't go watch it. So it's like,
I'm sticking at a 7.5. I understand its iconicism. I understand what it does for cinema, specifically horror cinema in the packaging of freeform filmmaking. Of the 60s and the 70s.
What
I
knocked it
celebrate
down? Like, what's keeping it away from like an 8?
Because we've seen. Let's face it. At least I personally, who I'm not the biggest horror buff, I've seen better films. I've seen better films that, at the very least, have done more for me. Like, I've had more of an impact with.
I think it's just like the age of it. It's like when you make a, I don't know how to fucking say it. It's like if you make a new recipe or like not a new one, but if you follow like an old recipe from the old book, it tastes pretty good. But after years and years and years of generations and everybody's got their own twist to it, now it's just so much more better.
Fine,
And
I'm
it was
going down to
revolutionary
8.2.
for the times.
Yeah, but it was fucking, it's a banger for the time.
Okay, I'm
But-
going to die 8.2.
You went down?
Yeah.
It's because it's only fair, man. Like we
No,
can't
you guys didn't watch the movie like I was supposed to.
we can't create the
Yes, I'm
ceiling.
gonna annoy everybody. Yes.
Was
We
just
can't
you.
create the ceiling of cinema when we know that the idea of cinema is that it will constantly keep evolving and hopefully get better. And I mean, The Exorcist did something as a stepping stone and a very crucial stepping stone, but at the same time, it does age itself a bit. And I don't know. I just like to think that it did something great, but there's better things. No.
I will say this. I do agree with John Eric. If you're watching a horror movie,
Yeah.
you should either watch it in complete silence or alone.
Or complete darkness.
I
Or
don't
all
mean to be
three.
annoying, but
Or
I was
like
like,
in a
yo,
theater.
get into it.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
movie
but you know what?
theater.
That's not fair either.
Nah,
dude. The
nah,
problem is, this is my problem. If I'm watching a film and I'm constantly laughing, and it's not just to like battle the uncomfortability I'm feeling, because I wasn't feeling any uncomfortability. It just didn't hit for me. So I'm constantly just making fun of what I think are laughable moments of the film. I don't think. I mean, that's what the film is doing.
I just feel like the times have changed. Like, I mean, maybe it would have been scarier back then, but now with everything that we've seen,
I'm
Yeah.
just saying it would have helped.
it would have helped.
Yeah,
there
low-key,
was a
'cause
moment. What
there were
moment?
some
There was a moment
moments-
that
yeah,
you laughed too. I'm trying to remember that I
Oh,
turned.
just going like that in the back. I'm like, damn, that's some special
Yeah,
effects.
you were
right
like,
there.
"Shut up, take it seriously." And then she's like,
I think the language
doing the
she's
wobble,
using
and you're
at
like,
the
"God damn
time
it."
was like, whoa, but now it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Like, it's just hilarious. It's stuff that's made fun of today in a lot of
No,
capacities.
I'm just joking around, but I like to try to get lost.
Like, genuinely, I feel like there's a part of me that feels like The Exorcist could have been made by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Like,
Nah.
there is
I know
a
what
lot
you're
of
saying.
like
Yeah.
laughable things to
Yeah.
it.
That's a hot ass take,
well,
but that's a pretty good take.
You know,
Nah, that's a
I've heard
horrible
the
take.
difference between like a horror and comedy is that basically both of them are building up your expectation, but one is trying to scare you and the other one's trying to make you laugh. Like, they're both building up to something and the energy's being built up in you and you don't know what to do. And when it's something that's not threatening, then you're like, oh, I can laugh at this.
Yeah.
And when it is threatening, then that's when you're like,
The
oh,
difference between horror and comedy is the timing.
Ooh, that's how we are gonna end it.
Next week on the Watch Our Film podcast, we're going to be covering. Yeah, man, I dig it.
The wank?
We should bring a
Sound effects,
chainsaw. We
baby.
probably have one somewhere.
No. That's not next week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Next
Tomorrow.
Oh, no,
Next
you're
week.
right.
Scheduling.
You're right. Next week, we're covering Cronenberg's The Fly
And ending spooky.
and
month.
ending Spooky Month next week.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
So join us for The Fly. We'll have another special guest. Give it up for Jason joining us on the pod today. Fun stuff.
Aw.
And
Blow a kiss into the camera.
Nah, take it back.
is that for Austin?
That's for Austin.
That's for us.
Miss you, Austin.
Yeah, we miss our pal. He'll be back soon, hopefully. And next week we'll be covering The Fly, which if you didn't get enough green vomit in this film, you'll get some more in the next.
Is that the one with Jeff Goldblum?
It is the one with Jeff Goldblum.
Fuck Jeff.
I mean, I know
Goldblum.
it's a black and white, but still.
It's apartments.com.
Well,
Not black and white.
isn't it?
No.
Why do I remember that?
You're
film
thinking
being in
of
black
the
and white?
original.
Maybe
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
fly.
The First Fly.
There's like 5 Fly movies, but
Let us know what you think about us covering The
Ancient
Fly.
Mosca.
And
If you haven't checked out our episode on
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw,
You should
Go
get,
check it
definitely
out.
check that
It's
out.
great.
go check it out. That was fun.
Lots of fun.
If I
Are we just
remember the
bullshitting here?
episode correctly, then we're
tomorrow
probably
we're
going to
gonna
get a pie.
Yeah.
Or don't forget the pie.
Don't
Somebody's
forget the
getting
pie.
pie.
Somebody's getting some pie.
Are we in the
Please,
future?
if you've made it this far into the episode, please don't forget to subscribe. Show us some love.
Yes.
All you already listen to
it now.
podcasts on like Spotify
Yeah.
or Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts.
Spotify
Just
home.
hit that subscribe button. It's
Shit,
free.
man.
Right there.
I should subscribe, huh? Like, so.
Don't be nice, Eric.
Own the company.
Damn.
God damn.
Join us next week. Thank you for tuning into the Watch Our Film Podcast. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys.